So, I'm standing here in front of Terra Magma in Bobbejaanland. I'm standing here with Matthias and Ruben from KCC. Maybe you can introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Matthias. I'm working already 8 years for KCC Entertainment Design in Belgium, and I'm one of the lead designers at the concept creation department. And I think 1.5 years the journey started here at concept design to create the whole story of the ride.
And I am Ruben. I'm working for 3 years now with KCC, and I'm responsible for the project management and procurement of all the fit out inside of the new Terra Magma attraction. And yeah, I work close together with Matthias to get his designs realized inside the buildings.
First of all, we just came out of the attraction. It turned out quite well, but how do you think yourself it turned out?
I think if we see the sketches next to the results, that we are quite close to what we promised to the client to achieve. So that is pretty nice, especially the whole facade, the whole outdoor is a completely refreshing style for the rest of the park. And inside there's still some tweak work, but the general atmosphere, what we wanted to achieve to make the volcano come alive is, I think, well done.
So yeah, also we worked very closely together with the team of Bobbejaanland, because initially this was like more a tunneled experience where the outside or the building itself was not visible. Of course, by tearing down everything inside, we created a big empty space. So this we need to fill up with a lot of decoration, a lot of theming, a lot of scenes, because I think Matthias designed 14 scenes inside this building for a ride which is even less than 3 minutes. So we have a lot of content going through this ride now, but also a lot of challenges. I mean, we have the ceiling, the walls, a lot of technical stuff that you need to hide. Of course, lucky it's a dark ride, so we get away with it. But that's what Matthias said, we still need to tweak some areas where we think we still get a bit out of the experience, because we see a bit too much the technical side of the attraction.
Yeah. And what's your favorite aspect of the new attraction?
I think just the last splash where the explosion comes and where the volcano comes alive, because you're building the whole story up in like 3 main parts, like the first big part with the tornado, then the swamp with the monster, and then the third one where the whole volcano comes alive. So I think the last one, which is also the climax for the visitors. So for me that's turned out very good.
Yeah. And the previous attraction, Indiana River, was quite a legendary ride for a lot of fans of Bobbejaanland.
Yes.
How did it make you feel about retheming that attraction?
Quite, I think, a bit stressful, to be honest. I think with Matthias also we spoke a lot about it, about the reactions from the fans. I mean, when we started building, effectively on site, we saw a lot of Twitter posts, online posts with people with opinions, and it was like, okay, what are they gonna do with it? We still see the old building. It's only 3 weeks left. Are they gonna do something with it? But we knew, of course, what was going to happen in these last 3 weeks. So that was very exciting for us. And also, to be honest, today is very fun because we hear the people coming outside, and we hear the first responses or reactions, and we can work with that. So that's very nice. And I think in general what we heard is quite positive. But we know there is some work left, I think, inside to make it even better, to make it as good as the outside. Because I'm a really big fan of how this area turned out. I think for Bobbejaanland it's one of the nicest zones they have for the years to come. So.
And we actually haven't heard a lot about KCC before in the Dark Ride database. I think this is your first attraction, first dark ride that you did.
Indeed.
It's the first one we designed and built ourselves. We work, of course, a lot with dark ride suppliers, which we implement in our building. So we did one in Paris where we worked with Retheming to make like this hyper ride. It's also sort of a dark ride. So we know how it works, but we never designed one from scratch. So that was the challenge for the design team and I think also for the suppliers on site to realize this.
That's probably quite a burden, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, it was
Oh yes, but in the 3 years I'm working with KCC, this was like the nicest place to work, especially because of the team of Bobbejaanland. They have a lot of resources, they're always helping out. All the Belgium suppliers, very easy to work with, everyone speaks the same language, everyone is helping each other. So yesterday even there were some areas where we thought it's not enough. All these guys jumped in just to add extra decorations, help with the lighting, and that created what we have today. So it was really a pleasure to work with the Bobbejaanland team, amazing guys, and also with all these suppliers on site. Even the designers yesterday, they came helping inside with the final decorations, and so it was very fun to do because it's so close to where we live. I mean, it's 1 hour and a half. We're used to work in Middle East, China, even America, so very far. You can never go there. And this project, I was here every day. The designers came over when they had the time to do so. So that was for us very refreshing to work.
Do you prefer projects in Belgium or the region, or do you prefer them further away?
As a project manager, I prefer here because I can take these design guys with me and just we have all the knowledge together. If you go to the Middle East, you cannot take the whole team there just to have a look at how it's turning out. So.
And also we know more about how European people act in a theme park, what their feelings are, because in the Middle East there's another way of going to a theme park, also in China. So it's good since COVID. We have a lot of more projects closer to home in Europe. So we hope that this is the start of more experiences closer here in Europe.
And about projects closer to Europe, can we expect more dark rides from KCC in the future in Europe or maybe somewhere else?
Please.
Yes,
If some clients want to build a new dark ride, we're open to do so.
But there's nothing in the pipeline yet. Other projects, but not dark ride related.
Well, we'll be waiting for your next dark ride. We're looking forward to it. Okay. And for now, thank you very much for talking with us.
Perfect. Thank you, Eric.
Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Peggy from Bobbejaanland Commercial and Creative Director.
Well, thank you for having us here tonight at this special event for the opening of the new attraction. So, the old attraction, Indiana River, was quite a fan favorite for the people who visited Bobbejaanland. Why did Bobbejaanland decide to retheme this attraction?
The first decision we actually took was to see how is the layout of the park today. And then we have already a child's area, we have Land of Legends, Adventure Valley, Desperado City, and this area was still unthemed, to be honest. And it is very important to start working around the theming and the zoning of the park more and more. And Indiana River is a very big part of this area. That's one of the main reasons to start thinking about what can we do if we take the decision to retheme that ride. That's the first thing. The location actually of Indiana River, and on the other side, it was worn out. It's a ride of 31 years old, and yes, it was a public fan thing, but you have to take decisions, and sometimes, unfortunately, you have to kill your darlings. And I know that Indiana River was one of the favorite attractions of the public. But it was situated right here, so it was the best decision to take in terms of safety, in terms of the area, in terms of everything actually. To start retheming a dark ride was quite a challenge, but I think the best decision we could take.
Yeah. At the preview that you held a couple weeks ago, you told us that you wanted something completely different from Indiana River. Why did you step away from the original attraction and create a complete new experience instead of like creating an Indiana River 2.0?
Because of the things I just told you before. I think it was about time to start thinking about what can we do with this whole area. So we actually launched today Mystery Bay and not only Terra Magma. You already see, maybe or not, what we can do with Okie Dokie, what we can do with the Wild River slide, what we can do with Bob Express. it all matches in this Mystery Bay theme. We think that Indiana River was doing again much more of what we already have today, and it was time for change.
Yeah. How did you think that the ride turned out? Are you satisfied with the result?
I'm satisfied, but not completely satisfied.
Not completely satisfied.
I'm very happy with what we did outdoor. I think it looks amazing. For me, it's my favorite place in the park right now. And not just because it's new, but I really like the quality of everything we did. Also, not only the quality, but the amount of things we added. I think we are here right now. I can already imagine what we can do during Halloween in this area. About the indoor, I'm also satisfied. I'm happy with the results, but we can do better. I think we are there for around 70%.
Yeah.
But we are quite experts in what we are doing, and I'm sure that as of tomorrow the guests are going to like what we did, but we can improve, and that is what we are going to do.
What are your favorite aspects of the new attractions, and then mostly indoors, of course?
Well, I like the fact that we opened up the building, that we are now no longer just floating through a cave, but that we use the area better, because in the end it's a big building.
Yeah.
And I like the effects. I like the content we made, especially the green scenery. I like a lot, and I think the lava explosion at the end is a very nice picture. So in the end, I like the story and I like the build-up of everything, because I really think you go to the highest point. But we have room for improvement.
Okay. And that's something that you will work on
the next coming days.
Next coming, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Well, we're curious to see how it ends. With Indian River now being Terra Magma, can we expect more news on dark rides in Bobbejaanland? Perhaps something with El Paso, or if it's possible, maybe a new dark ride?
Well, we are now here in Mystery Bay. I'm not going to pronounce myself about future projects. I think this is the kickoff of Mystery Bay. We immediately see a lot of potential, and which one of the rides that are in this area is going to be the next one, I don't know yet.
Not specifically this area, but for the park?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Well, I think that sums up my questions for now. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Nothing